Hello. I was going to complain about the sun setting before 5 and how that's going to mess up the lighting. But I feel like I'm the only one that cares about that. Like, I don't think anybody watching is like, there's a shadow going across her face. I don't know. That's just something I think about when YouTubers are like, mind the lighting. I'm like, I wouldn't notice if you didn't tell me. So today I am doing a book haul of, these are mainly all new books that I got for Christmas or bought with my Christmas money. So I got quite a lot and I want to show you. It's weird because I usually just buy used books or book of the month books, but I got some new ones and I took advantage of the Barnes & Noble, what was it? It was like buy one, get one free, I think. Or no, 50% off all hardcover books. So I'll show you the ones that I got. Got some very good ones. If you can't tell, I like hardcover over paperback. I think that's an unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people like paperback, but... So the first book that I got was the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I don't think I ever knew who this was by from the many times that I've seen it. So this book is about this woman who keeps dying, and then there's like one man who can save her, but he transforms into a new person every time she dies. I think that's the concept of it. It sounded very interesting, also very confusing because it has basically the same name of the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So that's trippy, but it has such a cute cover. It is paperback, but that's fine. And yeah, my mom got this for me, but I told her to get it, so. Okay, the next one I can explain. So this is Portnoy? Yeah, Portnoy's Complaint by Philip Roth. And you're like, Ariel, what is that? I've never heard of that. Yeah, me either. So my mom, she's very creative with gift giving, which I appreciate. But sometimes she's not very thorough about looking into the things she's giving, I guess. And that's what happened here. She had the idea of getting a bestseller from her birth year and my dad's birth year, which is very creative. She said she was going to do it with mine and my sister's, but the like bestseller was like Harry Potter, and she was like, you don't need that. So she got me this for her birth year of 1969. And just like the year, this is a very sexual book. I read the inside, and let me just read you one sentence of this. Acts of exhibitionism, voyeurism, fetishism, autoeroticism, and oral coitus are plentiful in the book. So yeah, she didn't really know what she was getting. Just was like, it was the bestseller. But that kind of intrigues me to read it, even though I'm scared. Because why is it the bestseller? Like, I don't think it's in a way of like 50 Shades of Grey is like erotic and a sexual book. I think it's more exploring like sexuality and how it's difficult to come to grips with. I don't know, but I have to read it, and I'll probably make a video reading it because I'm scared. Next book I bought from Barnes & Noble from the sale. And this sale, I went in knowing one book that I was going to get, which I did, which you'll see. But then I was like, since there's a sale, I should just step out of my comfort zone, get something that I've never heard of, but that intrigued me. And so that's what I did with this one. So I saw this sitting out. It's The Bachelor by Andrew Palmer. So obviously I'm intrigued. I haven't watched The Bachelor in a few years, but I used to be obsessed with it, and I was like, let's see. And I opened it and read the cover, and it actually seems way more interesting than I thought. It was gonna be just like a love story based off of The Bachelor, which I don't know, would still be interesting to read. Basically, he like gets broken up with his fiance, and then he goes back to his hometown and he gets obsessed with The Bachelor, the show. And so it's that. And I think it's like very not plot based and very much just like thoughts in a book, which sometimes I love. I feel like it's giving Sally Rooney. I'm excited for that. And I've not heard anybody talk about it. So those are always fun to go into it like completely blind. The next book, I spent the rest of my Christmas money that I didn't spend at Barnes & Noble on Book of the Month, because you can get books for pretty cheap on there, so why not? So I did one book with the two add-ons, yeah. Anyway, so this is one of the add-ons. I had been meaning to read this. It's The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, and I was very excited to read this. It takes place on New Year's Eve, so I'm reading it this January because we love mood reading and reading with the seasons. So basically this group of friends always meets up for New Year's, and this year they go to a remote location in Scotland. So nothing good can come from that. And it's a thriller, and I've heard everybody talk about it. I have started reading it, and it's not my favorite. I just got to page 237 out of like 327 or something. And so I'm very deep into it, and I'm only now getting interested in the characters and what's going on. The Truth or Dare chapter is when it gets interesting, I think. If you read it, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what it does in the last 100 pages, but sometimes thrillers do this to me where I don't care until the very end, and then if they manage to wrap it up very nicely and like, I don't know, do something interesting, then it can bump up to like a 4-star, but if not, probably 3. But right now I'm invested, so I'm gonna finish it soon. But that's that, The Hunting Party. Next, we have My Dark Vanessa. This is another one that my mom got, but I told her to get. And yeah, this one's about a grown-up woman recounting how she had not an affair, but a pretty intimate relationship with a teacher, and now he has been found as a sexual predator, and she's kind of retraining her mind and overcoming trauma. And I think that's what it's about, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, everybody was just raving about this, and I was like, I need to read it. And it's by Kate Elizabeth Russell, and it's a debut, so how fun. The next book I have is The Turnout by Megan Abbott. And I'm very excited for this one. This one I also got at Barnes & Noble, and I went into it wanting to read wanting to buy this because I know nothing about it, but for some reason, I don't know why, but the cover just stood out to me. I don't know. Also, anything with like dancers and ballet, I kind of love, and I don't know why, because I can't dance or anything. I think it's just, I can pretend like I am a professional ballerina. Anyway, I'm going to read about ballerinas, but this one is a thriller or horror book, and I know basically nothing about it. I haven't really heard many people talk about this, and I don't know, I'm going into it very blind. I think it takes place at a school of dance. I'm not too sure, but I think it follows ballerinas, and I don't know, I'm excited to go into it blind and see what happens. So that is that, the Turnout. It also has like the matte cover that is so good to feel. So did my Dark Vanessa. Anyway, the Turnout. And it was in the horror section of Barnes & Noble, so I don't know if it is horror, but if it is, that'll be interesting because I've never read horror. Next is another thriller, Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I haven't read any Riley Sager books, and I have heard only good things. This book, I have heard mixed things, a lot of people not liking it, but it honestly had the most interesting concept of his books, I think, in my mind. So that's why I got it. But it's basically about this murderer on like a college campus. So people are fleeing from the campus because they don't want to be next, obviously. And this girl goes with this guy in his car to get home because they're at college and she wants, it's like a car sharing thing. I don't know, I went to college in the city, so I don't know about these things, but I guess it's very popular for people in normal colleges to like share a ride home. I don't know, like a little personal Uber. So that's what she does, but the guy driving her may be the killer. I think that's what it's about. And I feel like this book is going to get me very annoyed because I'm gonna be like, you're so stupid. Why would you get into a car with some random stranger? So maybe that's why people are rating it badly. I don't know, but I'm very excited to read this, and I think I want to, in March, read like all of Riley Sager's books. I need to buy all of them, but I think that would be interesting. Why in March? I don't know. Next is my January pick from Book of the Month, The Magnolia Palace. And this is a historical fiction, which we love. Historical fiction is like one of my favorite genres I've found, just because they're often very character-based and kind of have that, I don't know, fantastical element of not being from this time. I can't get into fantasy, so I feel like historical fiction is like the closest I can get to like a world that's not in the present. This takes place in New York, and at this like museum estate thing from this family. They actually exist, but I've never heard of them. And it's about secrets, betrayal, and murder within one of New York City's most impressive Gilded Age mansions. I don't know, it sounded interesting. Has a cute cover. Fiona Davis, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know her, but I guess she's written other historical fictions, so I should look into her. Oh, it's the infamous Frick family. Frick. And then the next book and the last book that I got from Book of the Month. This is my other add-on which is No Exit by Taylor Adams. And I know next to nothing about this book as well, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it and it seems very good. It's a thriller again, and I think the thing is this man sees on this like deserted road a girl like looking out the window of a car, and he thinks it's his daughter that was like kidnapped or something. So that premise alone was enough to get me interested. So yeah, it says 13 hours, 4 strangers, 1 missing child, no exit. She knows her odds, she'll fight anyway. The next book I got was another ballerina book. I don't know what my fascination is right now about ballerinas, especially ballerinas in thriller books, because this is another thriller. This like just came out and I had heard about it and I thought it sounded interesting and it had a cute cover. So it's The Ballerinas by Rachel Kapelke Dale, something like that. The Ballerinas. I don't know. I thought it was a thriller, but now it's not seeming like one. So it goes back in time, I think, to her time as a ballerina in the like Paris Opera House, and her time now. She moved back to Russia and there's secrets that she left as a ballerina. I think that's what it is. But I'm gonna read this in February. I feel like ballerinas in February, that's romantic, right? I don't know, they're pink. The next is the book that my mom bought for the bestseller from my dad's year of birth, which is 1971. And this is Wheels by Arthur Haley. But this book seems much more up my alley, much more fun. Oh my gosh, the price was $7.95. Could you imagine a new book for $7.95? Inflation is crazy. This is the inside, what? Why did they capitalize inside? Like, I mean bold inside, I don't know. This is the inside, exciting novel of a giant industry. It's men and women, their lives, ambitions, successes, treacheries, ideals, disasters, and their loves. I love a good book that's like historical fiction and focuses mainly on, like, has an interesting setting, which like the automobile industry I know nothing about, so it's interesting. And then also it focuses on the actual people and not the plot. I love that, which is funny considering all the thriller books I got. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. It's funny that this was for my dad's birth year because he loves cars, so that is Wheels. Now we have our last book. This is another one I got at Barnes & Noble and I know next to nothing about. I saw the cover and I was like, this is so cute. I have to read it. And it's called Dog Park by Sophie Oksanen. Basically, the main character is sitting at a dog park with like her child when she finds out that her child is not actually her biological child and it got like switched up through IVF or something. It says a ferociously plotted novel of intrigue, betrayal, and murder in the global fertility market. So sounds just like a ride. So excited for that. And those are my total book haul thing of new books. And yeah. Thank you for watching, and let me know if any of these books look interesting to you, because they're very interesting looking to me. All right, bye.